Let's see how A/B tests work. The first thing you have to do is to choose what you want to measure. Let's say that you are running a campaign or you're going to run a marketing campaign and you have a blue banner and a red banner. And you want to know which one is going to be the optimal for the customers that you want to address with this campaign. The second thing that you have to determine is what do you want to measure? And the metric that probably is the one that you're interested in is the click-through rate, meaning what is the banner that has the highest percentage of people that sees the banner and clicks through it and goes to the page that wants to be advertised. Next, you want to think about whom do you want to show this test and how do you want to split the population in the test. See, the way A/B test works is that you show 50% of your population the version A, meaning the blue version of the banner, and the 50% of your population the version B of your banner, which is the red version of the banner. And then you look what of the two versions of the banner has the highest click-through rate. And that's the one who wins the competition, so to speak. So in order to have an objective measurement after the experiment, you should actually select a subset of your customer base that is big enough so the results of your experiment is actually representative. If you choose a sample size of your customer base that is too small, then you might have actually some artifacts, noise. Say that you pick only 10 people and then you have 1,000 customers. Well, these 10 people, 9 of them might click the blue button and 1 of them might click the red button, but this might be just coincidence, chance. That's why you need a bigger sample size and you need to calculate what is the optimal one so the results of your experiment are really significant. Next, you want to randomize the experiment. That means that you show the red or the blue button in a random manner. So you don't know beforehand who's going to be shown what. You just know it has to be 50% of the population blue, 50% of the population red. You also have to think about measurements that might have a really deep influence in the results of the experiment. Think, for instance, if your customers are using mobile or desktop, it might be that mobile users have different preferences in general as desktop users. For this reason, you want to do something that is called blocking, meaning that instead of randomly choosing between desktop and mobile users, you block only in this experiment for, say, mobile users. So this 50-50 split that you're doing, you do it in your mobile customer base. And then you do the next 50-50 split for your desktop users. So you know that the platform in which the customers are looking or seeing your banner doesn't have a huge influence on the results of the experiment. Next, there are many factors that might influence the decision of a user on clicking on the banner or not. Think, for instance, on the fonts or the size of the text, if there is an image or not, these kind of things. Now, one way to approach this multivariate problem, which means that you have different variables that describe the problem, is to run sequential tests. So you check for the background color of the banner, and then once that you have selected that, you choose the font type, then you choose the size of the font, then you choose for images, and so on, so on, so on, until you keep adding features to the problem. Now, this way is the more intuitive way of doing it. It's not, however, the best way of doing this. The best way is to use a multivariate approach supported on a statistical analysis. And this allows you to combine all these variables together, background, font, sizes, and actually determine what is the optimal combination that the users will click the most. While this could be a little bit counterintuitive, this is actually the best way to approach this kind of A/B tests. And now your A/B test will turn into ABC tests or ABCDE tests. The problem with doing sequential tests is that you might lose combinations that are optimal, but at first sight might not be. Like, for instance, perhaps users prefer to click on the blue banner But when users see an Arial font in the red banner, it's click most than the blue banners. So in order to find these nuances, you have to run these multivariate tests. Next, we're going to see how to interpret the results of A/B tests.